Jay,
Tempest.
are you ready to talk about Dylan Faden?
I am ready.
Awesome. Well, hopefully there's other people out there willing to talk about or wanting to talk about Control Resonant and Dylan Faden and what we think is going on with him.
Yeah. So I've been looking forward to this discussion, so should be a good one.
I've been looking forward to so many discussions about all the remedy stuff. So let's start with, I guess, let's do a little bit about kind of like Control the first game.
Hmm.
And talk about like what he was like in the first game and kind of like what our impressions were. We know he was a prime candidate for, the director position,
Right.
but he was ultimately determined to be unstable and therefore locked up.
Hmm.
And then when the Hiss invasion took over, he got out.
Yeah.
Calmly turned himself in, whatever, and then but he ended up in a coma, right?
He did. Yeah. Yeah. And we get these kind of brief glimpses into what Dylan was like even before Jesse got there.
You mean the recordings?
The recordings,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So, but I mean, like in listening to those, you can't really blame the guy. I mean, they snatched him up when he was a kid, locked him up. I mean, I'd be pissed too. It's like you put this guy in prison for doing nothing.
Yeah, well, the thing is too is like they talked about him like not really having control over his paranatural abilities.
Hmm.
So, I mean, he was in a weird position. Like he was in when they first show him, he's in like a glass case like or box like in Twin Peaks.
Right. Yeah.
And so he's in this like, glass, containment cell. And he had come from another one that you have to go in there because you're trying to find him. And it's just torn wide open. I mean, it looks like a bomb went off in there.
Right.
And so like the idea is that like he's just some force to be reckoned with. He's like, you know, super scary guy.
Hmm.
But then he just like the story that they tell us is that he just walked in and turned himself in.
Right.
So, but I have some theories about that, about why that happened, and we can go into that in a different video or something maybe.
Yeah.
But because we're trying to kind of look forward to into Control Resonant.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he was supposedly, according to what's her name? Emily. There's a lot of characters to keep track of.
Yeah.
Emily, according to her, he was Hiss. And he sort of behaved that way, but he wasn't glowing red. He wasn't like presenting like, the Hiss that you see running around that Jesse has to eliminate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's doing the Hiss chant, and he's going into these trances and then coming out to talk to her, and he's talking like in third person and stuff like that. So, and then he makes an Alan Wake reference.
Mm-hmm.
Without saying the name, he makes an Alan Wake reference.
Yeah.
So I think something that's important to remember about Control in general is that regardless of whether or not it was in a DLC, AWE, Alan was writing some of this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like you talk about Hiss, like you know right away that Dylan is pretty powerful just because like him being, I guess, having this Hiss infestation, but like all the other rangers and people that Jesse have to fight, they're just like completely gone. Whereas Dylan, he's actually, like you said, he goes in and out of the the incantations, back to talking with her. So like even without Polaris like helping Dylan, like he said,
Yeah, he didn't want her help.
he did
Yeah.
no, like he was pissed like when he saw Polaris around Jesse.
Yeah,
He's
at
like,
least on the recordings, that's what we're hearing.
Yeah. But it's like, yeah, Dylan's got to be pretty effing powerful if he can, resist at least partially the hiss from completely taking him over.
Yeah, well, that's the HRAs, right?
Yeah.
So you would think that if he was so important to Dr. Darling, he would have given him an HRA.
Mm-hmm.
But we see him and he doesn't have one, right?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if maybe some of his paranatural abilities have to do with like he can resist that hiss resonance.
Mm-hmm.
So like he's not, how the hiss are like they look like they're kind of like on fire, they're glowing red. They have that heat. Remember Dr. Darling was tearing off his clothes
Yeah.
and they got Northmore, contained because of the heat. Well, sound waves when they're absorbed that it creates heat.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes sense. Maybe he has, his like that frequency is not matching
Yeah.
with the hiss resonance. So that he's not absorbing that hiss corruption or whatever because maybe he's resistant to it.
Yeah.
Like, then when the HRAs make you resistant, with the whoever has one anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, and then, like with Jessie, she has Polaris to resist the resonance, and so yeah, and I'll be curious in the second game too, like so it looks like obviously the hiss get out of the oldest house, and just how that kind of unfolds.
Yeah, and we actually talked about this, I think, in our last video, a gameplay video, because we were doing a gameplay with discussion along the way, and we talked about that. So security and research were responsible for the external lockdown. They got together and devised a system, and so they would know how to do it. Right. So Jessie lifted the internal lockdown, but the external lockdown for things to get in and out has to be done. It has to be cleared by someone or maybe multiple someones within research and security. So research, Emily, security, Arish, right? So those two, we did did we actually do? No, we did a post on X, like who's responsible, So those two, maybe they got together and just pulled a no-no. I don't know.
Yeah.
They could have fucked something up really badly, because what it could have been too is like they and part of the protocol is like obviously they can, but they can also authorize a high clearance individual to perform the external, to remove the external lockdown. So how the hiss and the mold got out is going to be super interesting.
Yeah.
We did talk a little bit about the mold. I had my suspicions about the mold a long time ago, actually. So I don't know. Maybe it will be helpful to Dylan.
Yeah, and like I'm also curious, like since Jessie closed the slide projector, so that way, that there couldn't be any more hiss, and there's still some in the oldest house that, I like how many of them got out, considering there's a limited number, rather than just them just keep appearing because the slide projector was open when Jessie was at the oldest house in the first game.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on how they work. It seems like hiss are like coming endlessly.
Right.
No matter how many times. But see, what happens is when she kills them, whatever, when she shoots them and they kind of fall down and then they like disintegrate or just disappear and, like I don't know, they just kind of just vanish into thin air, right?
Yeah.
So maybe they respawn. Maybe they just spawn again somewhere else.
Right.
And maybe that's like it's just this continuous cycle of just these spawning and returning hiss. However, what I was gonna say like about the mold, or what I've already said about the mold, and we posted this like a long time ago, like 2023 on X. We made a post about the hiss in it. We did it like in a satirical way. We had like a public service announcement for the hiss, to stay away from the mold, because every like we said, every hiss ranger or whatever, anyone corrupted by the hiss, will just disappear. Well, there's a safe room in the oldest house where there is a soldier, or I'm sorry, a ranger who was absolutely hiss, and there's mold in there. And his body hadn't disappeared. His body was still there. He was bald, probably from the, the radiation, the nuclear radiation that obviously is being emitted. And so he's just the only body I think that I see that had been hiss corrupted. So I'm wondering if that mold is absorbing that nuclear radiation. And by pulling it out of the hiss, it just leaves the empty shell of the person that it had corrupted.
Right.
So that's, I think, why you don't really see hiss around mold very much.
Yeah, because when you go down and where Underhill is, you really don't see any hiss. I mean, it's all mold people that Jesse's fighting.
All old people?
Mold.
Oh, I thought you said old people. I was like, what? I must have missed something. You played a different game in a different reality. That one sounds kind of more fun, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
They're shaking their cane at Jesse.
But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how Dylan reacts to all of this. And if it is him, or if it is Polaris, like she, this entity that is protecting him, even if he didn't want her protecting him from the hiss resonance, and Jesse.
Yeah. I wonder too, you make that point with the mold, like say the mold gets a hold of Dylan, pulls the resonance out of him, and I mean, like the resonance might be where Dylan gets his power. So say I'm just kind of spitballing here, but when they do pull the resonance out of Dylan, then does he still have the power that he possesses?
Right. And, again, like I was mentioning before, Remedy wants to tie all these stories or games, whatever, together into the Remedyverse, this multiverse. So it makes me wonder how much Alan Wake had influence over this whole thing.
Right.
Because when you find certain types of documents, especially once you get to the ordinary AWE section, it it stops the documents you pick up. They stop like referring to an author, and they're just kind of blank. They're just stuff you pick up that has no author, no compiled by anyone specific. Some of them are, but the most important and interesting ones are not. So it makes me wonder if those are the ones he wrote.
Right.
And there was also that letter about the Night Springs episode that he wrote when he was like a staff writer, and it had to do with like basically what Control is all about, and the director and the scientist who we can assume is Dr. Darling. So yeah, I really would love to know what kind of influence that he maybe has over the events of Control 2. Control Resonant, whatever.
Yeah.
So but Dylan, still a mystery as far as not having learned much about him in the first game. So like tons of this is going to be so new. It's hard to have too much of a big impression, because we learned very little, the only thing that I can say that was weird was it seemed like they were trying to make it very difficult for Jesse to get to him. And by the time she got to his cell, then they're like calling her, over the radio, and like, oh, we have him here. It's like, wait a sec. They sent her on all these missions for like Black Rock Prism and all this other stuff that she had to do first. And then she gets there and he's just gone. And they have him. And it's like, well, I don't know, something's weird with that.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, he had a picture A lot of people don't know about this, and if you do, let us know because I found it by accident. And when you go into the room where he was apparently being kept, the well, it's not really a room, it's another glass box with like a toilet and a bed and stuff. Can you imagine having to go to the toilet like that with people watching you? That's so
Yeah,
awful.
they even had in that document that Jesse finds basically recording every single thing that he does.
Yeah, all day.
Yeah, that's gotta
Yeah.
suck. And like like I was saying before, he didn't even do anything. They're treating him like a prisoner, and he didn't commit any crime.
Yeah, well, see, remember how I was talking earlier about people involved in AWEs tend to end up at the oldest house?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, well, Sheriff Breaker,
Yeah.
um, Sarah Breaker, she might be there.
Mm-hmm.
She might be an employee. Maybe she's out in the field.
Yeah.
But her brother, uh, what's his name? From Alan Wake too. Tim, is it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since we played that. So he said that she had went to work, for the feds, but he
Mm-hmm.
didn't say what branch of the feds. So, but yeah, everybody, it seems like there's a lot of people and they talk about it in the game. You have to listen carefully to the NPCs and they'll say different things in different sections. But um they often, a lot of the employees there, or a few of them at least, were involved in some kind of an AWE or were there, they were present,
Mm-hmm.
and then they got scooped up by the FBC and put to work.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was, maybe they didn't want that person repeating, what they saw,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe they just, that person had a skill set that the FBC felt was valuable to them, like the metrologist.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But so like, let's go back to Alan Wake. Yeah, we brought some pictures and video clip, and hopefully these will go better than the last time. When we show you these, you're not going to be able to hear us, and you don't need to. That's fine. So why don't we go to the first thing we have from Alan Wake 2? I think it's when she finds him. I think yeah, Estevez, she pulls the light switch cord
Mm-hmm.
at the lake house, and she ends up in this place that's, it looks like it's supposed to be the oldest house, like, or not the oldest house, the what do you call it, ocean view. Sorry, we got little sleep last night, and today was so busy. Um, but it's different. And my impression is that it looked like kind of like a back door area. Like you might, have seen something similar like that in Twin Peaks or The Matrix, where there's a back door area. That's what it kind of looked like to me. And then she entered a door that was the oldest house, or supposed to be, and she finds Dylan in there. So why don't we show that picture? And there's a symbol. So yeah, she's entering, what looks like a different version of the oldest house. And it's interesting. We don't have a picture of this, but there is a picture where the director's photos that they put on the wall around the oldest house. And there's one of them. It looks like a young Trench and Jesse like fused together or like blended together. Do you remember seeing that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and it has a symbol on it. It's like a circle type one, but I think it's different from the one that's on the door. But so Dylan's in there by himself. Now he's got, speaking of toilets, no toilet, no sign of food. It's like he's in this stasis.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's in this state of stasis. And what Alan is writing, like in the lake house, he's writing all this stuff. And it kind of like reminds me or makes me think that he's in like some kind of pocket dimension.
Yeah.
That he, Dylan, that he's in some kind of pocket dimension, that he's like, say he's in a coma or he's there in this pocket dimension, like as if he's a character, or maybe not a character so much as, someone that Alan's manipulated or using, and he's just kind of has him set aside for now, you know,
Mm-hmm.
until he's ready to use him later, until he figures out what he wants him to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just a theory for, maybe what Alan Wake's part might be.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not to say Dylan wouldn't be an individual of his own, because that's always a hot topic for debate. Like, people are like, oh, well, Alan can't create a person. Well, yeah, but, he's manipulating. And, he obviously has some kind of cross-dimensional awareness. So wherever he is, it doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
He's aware, and he's writing these things,
Mm-hmm.
manipulating reality.
Yeah. I'll admit, first thing I noticed, yeah, when I saw Dylan in that paranatural prison, like, it's like, hey, where's the toilet?
Right?
But
Yeah.
like you said, if that's how Alan Wake wrote him, you wouldn't really need one.
Well, and honestly, too, it could be a matter of, well, it seems like he was there for years or months or whatever, but maybe he's only there for a matter of minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll find out. But in Control, it's it kind of suggests that he's in this coma for a long time.
Yeah.
Because we don't know, between the events of the main campaign and the Foundation, like, or AWE, like, how long he's been in this coma.
Yeah.
And even in this coma, he seems to be in a state of stasis of some sort, because he's got, I don't know if this was a developer thing or if it's supposed to be this way, but he's got no feeding tube, no catheter, nothing to sustain, no life support of any kind. And he's just laying there. Now, I noticed, and we have a picture, he actually, in Control Resonant, they gave him a feeding tube at least. He's got some form of nutrition here. Let's see what he's got. So yeah, he, at least he has a nutrition now.
got
He
something.
doesn't have much else, not even a blanket. Like, that's why it makes me wonder, how long has he actually been that way?
Mm-hmm. I'll be curious too, like, between the first Control game and Control Resonant, are they, like, is the time span between the two going to be like, when the first game was released and this one,
Yeah.
or if they're going to do some sort of say it's longer or shorter than the actual time that it has been between games. So be curious to see about that too.
Yeah. So, yeah, the gameplay looks great.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it was good for Remedy to keep Dylan such a mystery, because right now all we can do is kind of speculate off of the very little things we know.
Mm-hmm.
So he comes across as, more powerful than Jesse, but we don't know for sure. He could just be able, just wired differently, but still they're just as powerful as each other. They just have different ways. I don't know. Jesse's not a playable character, so I don't know what we'll see of her. If we'll hear, maybe he can talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. So that'll be interesting as they reveal more, as Remedy reveals more over the coming months of, the story and the characters.
Yeah.
But we know that Dylan keeps in touch with someone named Zoe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't know anything about that.
yeah. It sounds like this Zoe character is, brand new. They're introducing her to this new game, because I don't remember her from anything in the first game or in Alan Wake or anything else. So yeah, it sounds like brand new character. But I do hope that they have Jesse in there for at least a little bit. I mean, I know they had in Alan Wake 2, they had had like a little cameo where she's on the TV and everything. And but yeah, hopefully they have some of her in this game as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what I'm wondering too is I don't know if we have this picture or not, but this here, there's this circle, black circle in the sky that he's following in like the reveal trailer. Not in the gameplay so much, but the reveal or announcement. And it looks like it could be former.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I mean, like,
or a version of.
yeah, because I mean, we don't really know a whole lot about Former either. We don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's kind of a mystery as well. Like, we'll. I think the most we see of Former is when Jesse talks to him in the Foundation. I mean, other than when she fights him. But
And he wants a panini.
yeah, he wants a sandwich. She's like, "Oh, you're hungry?" or whatever. But,
So, oh, you know what I skipped over? I skipped over the picture I was talking about in Dylan's cell, just to go back really quick. So that way, anyone that is going to play Control before, the next one comes out, in Dylan's cell where they were keeping him in the panopticon, just, I would say look under the bed. Like, don't go around breaking things. You don't want to do that because you'll make it disappear. If you hit it or if you throw stuff around, it will disappear into thin air.
you know what's fun, but just resist the urge because
Resist the urge to throw things around.
Yeah, like I know when I play Jessie, she's like a bull in a china shop, but resist the urge.
Resist the urge, yeah. So, so you look under the bed and you'll be able to see, maybe go into photo mode and you'll be able to see a picture from, it signed Jessie.
Mm-hmm.
This is what makes things extra weird. It signed Jessie.
Yeah.
Or at least it just has her name on it. And the Black Pyramid is in there. And it's like a sunny day.
Mm-hmm.
Something that looks like a kid would draw.
Yeah.
And so that was interesting because then we find some like drawings that Dr. Darling, I think, said it was from Dylan, these drawings. And one of them looks like a Riche with like a big red dot on his face, so you can't completely see his face, but what you can see looks like a Riche.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like something else, a couple other little, one's like the hiss floating or something.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got a couple pictures that there's kids drawings, both Alan Wake and Control, one by Jesse and well, that's kind of what just my guess, by Jesse and Dylan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, so that's what I was going to say about that. So if you want to see it, if you want to take it out from under the bed, it's like a surgical procedure. You have to hit like with, Jesse's, force, how she like, what's the, is there a name for that power? I can't remember, where she just hits something really hard.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you have to do that just in the right spot on the outside of the cell, and you can knock it out from under the bed, and then you can see it, fully. Otherwise, you have to kind of use camera mode to just try to get under the bed so you can see it. It's pretty interesting. We did a video on it.
Mm-hmm.
We did a lot of videos. We did
Yeah.
a lot of videos, and now's the time, because we've done mostly all Remedy stuff. So now's the time to go over to our YouTube channel, or X, because we post a lot of stuff on there too, and check out some of our old stuff. I mean, gosh, there's things that we did that, actually, guesses and stuff like that actually came to fruition.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. I mean, if you guys want to check that out, head over to our YouTube at Target Fixation Gaming. Yeah, we got a lot of good videos over there for.
Isn't it amazing though how old videos can become relevant really easily? All they have to do is make a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of former, there's all these places, the nowhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're going to have the nowhere in Control 2, or Control Resonant, sorry. We do have a picture, a side-by-side of something that we see in the reveal trailer and something that we also see in Control at the very end of the Foundation. They're very similar looking, and we'll show you now. So yeah, what do you think? I think they look pretty close.
They do,
I mean,
yeah.
one of them doesn't have a body, of course, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, they do look pretty similar. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they're the same. Yeah, same entity.
Yeah, or one, maybe there's several.
Mm-hmm.
But Former, it's hard to know if Former is like good or bad because he tries to hurt Jesse the
Mm-hmm.
first time, in the refrigerator thing, and then he tries to help Jesse later, but you're not really sure if he's trying to help her or if he's trying to just go against the board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. It sounds like
Like he's
he's
using her.
yeah, kind of got like a little bit of a vendetta against the board for kicking him out.
Yeah, yeah. So we have lots of theories about other aspects of Control Resonant, but we're just trying to keep it to Dylan and a little bit of Jesse, but mostly Dylan, and yeah, it is hard to know. It is hard to know. Now we do know though that we do actually we accidentally started to play a video clip from the reveal trailer when Jesse, I guess it is, um, I guess she stabs him or something at the we're not really sure until we see it all the way, but it's interesting what follows. They show it really fast. They do this in remedy games a lot. They'll show certain things that are really important. They'll show it really fast to where you can barely see what happens, and so we'll show the video and you can see the follow through of, if you haven't already, you can see the follow through of that stab.
Yeah, we slowed it down for you, so yeah, so you can actually get a good look at this. All right, here we go.
So yeah, it looks as if that weapon just goes straight down through him or into him and to the cell where he's at, and just like lands in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he has at the beginning of the reveal trailer. It has some special design on it, and then before it shifts into a different weapon, the aberrant, right?
Mm-hmm. Or
Aberrant.
Yeah,
Aberrant. Yeah, we're still trying to remember that one. So yeah, we have a few pictures to show that this, I guess, gigantic one is what falls down on him, and then at some point he's going to get a handheld version, and we'll see what happens after that. But yeah, let's take a look at the photos. We actually did have more to show you, but they didn't end up in there. But that's okay. I mean, you can see what we're talking about, how that resembles what, fell out of the sky on top of his cell. So, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, well, it does look like a pretty badass weapon. That's for sure. I mean,
It does.
Yeah, just looking at the gameplay, the trailer, I mean, it looks very powerful. I really like that, you know, as far as gameplay, in the first Control game, Jesse has the service weapon, and it's a lot more ranged. But I mean, granted, she does have melee as well. Like she can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, in this one, it'll be interesting to do. Looks like the vast majority of melee attacks. So it'll be kind of a cool little change that they have for the gameplay. But yeah, looking
Yeah,
forward to
it will be nice. Melee's fun.
it. I do like melee.
And, I like that in Control, how Jessie could have these different forms, in one weapon. She can have them in different forms, and you can flip through them pretty easily. They make it nice and and easy that way. But this looks fun.
It does. Yeah. Yeah.
So let's see, what else do we have? We showed former, or what we think is former. Something that might be in there is a former like thing. I don't know. Actually, that'll save for later because there's some other stuff that we want to talk about. We'll save for later. But again, Dylan focused. Do we have any other Dylan? Any other Dylan pictures?
So we got this one here. Let me show you the person.
So look for the lights and follow the voices.
Yeah.
What do you think? Voices of the board, or do you think there's going to be some other kind of voices?
Yeah. Well, we definitely we are shown the board in the preview trailers, so we do know that they're going to be in there. But as far as like other voices, maybe it's voices in his head as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, everybody in Remedy Games is kind of fucking weird.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just face it. But yeah, I'm seeing. I posted. We were supposed to do this a little earlier, so part of this could be our fault. But we really don't have a way to like kind of, X took this away from everybody, a way to sort of like put a link out there when you have a new video, or to even just say you do. So what we'll try to do is we'll try to just schedule things on Twitch, but everything will end up on YouTube. So either subscribe or check our channel, or just give us a like, when you see our videos, because what we'll do is we'll take this video, edit it, and put it on YouTube. And that way it can be seen by more people, and we can have more discussions and maybe, take a stab at answering some questions, as, people who've played these games a lot, like a lot. So, X just, I announced earlier that we were going to do this, and, they throttle you for a while.
Yeah.
We got throttled heavily, and for like months.
Yeah.
It took a long time to recover from that. We did everything we could, and it was all because we wanted to do a giveaway for Twin Peaks, and I guess you can't use the word giveaway unless you're a certain type of account or something, because as soon as we posted that, they throttled us. No one could see our posts, and it was tough. So we try not to rely on X, but when we have to post something, we try to do it like all like cryptic like. I'm not sure if it works, but we try. Best thing to do is just to look for our schedule on Twitch, or just to subscribe and hit the notification on YouTube, because we'll be putting these, again, like I said, we'll be editing these and putting them on YouTube. So, but yeah, it'd be nice to hear any thoughts and theories from anyone.
Yeah. If anyone wants to send us something in the chat, you got any questions or comments, definitely post them for us.
Use the chat. Because right now, I think we've covered we covered all of the pictures and videos that we got. We're doing, again, controlled gameplay. And I don't know, like, if are we gonna schedule the controlled gameplay, or just do them when we can?
Yeah, probably just do them when we can.
So yeah, so to be like I guess follow us on Twitch, and you'll know when we're on and doing those. But we can stream those to. Actually, we've been streaming them to both YouTube and Twitch.
Yeah, we've been doing the simul stream, but yeah, for this one, just on Twitch. But yeah, like Tempest said, we will upload it to YouTube as well, so you guys be able to watch it here on Twitch while it's available, and then if they do happen to take it down before you get a chance, then we will have it on YouTube as well.
Yeah, because Twitch only keeps it for a few days.
Yeah. They don't keep it up for very long. So.
Yeah, we should have like a marathon. That would have to be a weekend project.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, you know, it's gonna be what we'll do is we'll keep an eye open and just kind of keep up on all the news, and when something else comes out, we'll jump on it. I mean, people are making videos and they take a long time. We were doing that, making whole videos and kind of analyzing previews and things like that, and it's hard to have time for that unless you're doing this full time.
Yeah, no, oh boy, those things. Yeah, like, Tempest would do all the research, get video clips, and we'd have to do the recording, edit the audio, put the video to the audio.
Now people are using AI for a lot of stuff.
That's right, they are, yeah.
But I'd rather read my own script.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, it just, it's more authentic.
Yeah. So we'll try to do that. If there's something we think is worth making a video about, if we get enough requests, or especially if we get more reviews and things like that, something that makes it worth it. Like, this is easy to live stream, but putting together a whole like analysis video and going into all of the lore and all of the everything, basically, it takes a lot of work, and it's not like it's not worth it, but it's not so much. It's not worth it when I guess the audience is so limited, when not enough people are interested. So we are hoping to get that changed, turn around. We did stop making videos for a while because, it did get hard to just get the word out there that we had them, had new ones and stuff. So
yeah, streaming's been nice because we're able to just say what we think and have these discussions, and without all the production.
Yeah. So again, if you have ideas, if you have a discussion topic for Control or Alan Wake or even Quantum Break, I think we're going to do that and post that on YouTube.
Yeah,
because we can't stream that one.
Yeah, no, that one's Xbox One, I think.
Xbox One, yeah.
Yeah. So, but we will play that.
Soonish.
Soonish. We did start playing it. I mean, definitely a fun game, but yeah, we will.
A lot of reading.
Yes.
But for anyone who hasn't played it or can't, we'll play it and we'll read all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It'll take a long time, but you might get something good out of it. And there's a lot more components. We still have to wonder if we're going to see Mr. Door, if we're going to see anyone, with this whole Remedy Connected universe. Who knows what they're going to bring in and when and how. So
yeah, you might bring Alan Wake in again.
I was going to say, I bet you Alan Wake's going to be part of this, though.
Yeah,
he has to be.
I would not be surprised if he makes an appearance.
Yeah. Well, let's hope, because Alan Wake is, kind of the center of a lot of things. So, but yeah, I guess that's it. We're late doing this, so I apologize for that for anyone that, tuned in or tunes in, because we were late, has to tune in later, but we'll do it again. We'll make sure we're ready. Daylight savings kind of threw us off, but I think we're straight now.
I think so.
All right. Well, this is Tempest.
And Jay.
And we'll talk to you later.
Peace.